Hi guys, I'm back again with another video. Your girl Evna, and today I want to share with you guys why college was my worst nightmare. I know it sounds so weird because it's something that is so exciting, something that everyone gets to look up to. So for me, yeah, in the beginning it was really good, exciting, there was happiness and you know that. But as time went by, it became my worst nightmare um yeah, it was really my worst nightmare. So today I'm using my phone, the other phone. I've written down some points because I usually forget. I can make a video, a long one, and I have everything there. Then as I start watching, I find that I've missed out some points. So to ignore or to remove all those kind of things, yeah, to I have to make something else, right? I have to come up with another thing, which is writing them down. So today, I'm not with my notebook. Today, I'm with this, which I'm going to be using for now, right? So the things that I want to share with you guys, the worst, how college was my worst nightmare. I just want to open up the mind of you guys who are going to college, who are already in college or uni. So I want you guys just to be open up. And if you've gone through them as well, you can also share with us, right? And before I go any further, as you have seen, I'm in my orange dress today. This month is the same month that I graduated last year. So last year my graduation was in October, this same month. So yeah, we can call it to be month of graduation anniversary and all that. So to honor my graduation, I'm putting on my dress, the dress that I wore on that day, that wonderful day. So it's just, this month is just about the memories of my graduation, and for that I want to share with you guys a lot of vlogs about how my college life was and other things to look up to and all that. If they are really helpful, you can just notify me. So yeah, let's get into this video, the how college was my worst nightmare. Let's get into this. So college was my worst nightmare. You know, in the beginning, as you're going to college, there is that excitement, there is that joy, like you've gone to a different level. You're going to meet a lot of friends, you're going to have a new lifestyle, you're going to be doing, you get excited because there is no mom, there's no dad, there is no any relative, that it's just you. So it's not you being responsible, it's now you being just being alone and discipline yourself and all that. Like whatever you do is just on you, right? So I was excited in the beginning. It was my first time packing and all that, you know, those trying to check Google, trying to check on YouTube how things goes about and all that, the classes, buying a lot of books, doing unnecessary things. So when I went in college, it was all that really good. And yeah, I wasn't the first one, and I wasn't the only one. There were a lot of people who were in my shoes as well. So I went there, it was all good, it was all nice and all that. So me being there, me having classes and all that was all that I really needed, right? So now these are the things that have made me to think like college was my worst nightmare. I can also call them mistakes because there are things that were not really good, right? Nah, at all, right? So the first thing was that finding who I am among the bunch of people was kind of something that was so discouraging, so making me to be powerless in a way that it was hard for me to find who I really was at that particular time, the war of my 3 years. Every time I am with a lot of people, I'll get lost. I won't really know how to, to carry myself, to behave myself, how to talk. I usually used to lose myself. Like I couldn't really know who I really was. So it was hard for me because those were my first time being with a lot of people, and a lot of people with different characters, different personalities, and each and every time I try to fit in them, then I'll find myself being with a different character, right? Being a different person, doing the things that you've never done before. If let's say you are used being with few people, and in that way you can really know who you are, like this is my space and that's my friend's space, but when we were a lot of people, like maybe in class or somewhere else or in the room or having discussions, and that those conversations you're talking maybe just about the work, academic things, about lifestyle. So I usually to find myself like being in the things, like having conversations which I never had before. And in that way, I after the war conversation and all gathering, I would feel guilty. I would be like, wow, I wasn't really comfortable with all that, right? So I usually used to find myself like I'm really lost in the bunch of people. I'm really lost, like, oh, I am really, oh, am I really? Oh, am I really, right? So that was kind of a thing that used to drain me a lot. And that was kind of a nightmare to me. Every time I go back to my room, I start, thinking of how my day was, trying to go through it and trying to think of the things that I did, how those things benefited me, how those things made me to be a different person and all that, if at all, if I've increased in my progress or I have reduced. So that thing, yeah, it was my nightmare. I usually used to get lost, right? And if you are in college right now, I'm sure you can relate with me. If you are in university, you can relate with me. You find yourself to be in a situation where you've never been before. Not a bad situation, a good situation, but it's a new situation to you. It's a new thing to you. And since it's new, you get to feel like you've done something that you've never, that is wrong, but it's not wrong, right? So I usually used to get lost. You get lost, you feel like you are out of your space, you feel like you are way too out of your comfort zone, and you just start to think like you have done something wrong when you haven't, right? So that's the first thing. Then the other thing that made me to feel like college was my worst nightmare is not having much time to treasure friendships and build them. So this was the biggest mistake ever, I think. Having friends, you find a lot of friends in classroom, a lot of friends even in your room, even church, a lot of friends, right? So you find that you start that friendship basis, but I never used to treasure the friendship, like to grow the friendship, to grow it and become bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Because my focus was just too different. It wasn't wide. My mind was way too narrowed. So my friendships, I usually had a lot of time where I meet a new person and we start a friendship basis. But growing it, I was way too bad for that one. So that was a mistake, and I can also call it a nightmare. So if you are in uni or in college, if you have a friend, treasure them, build the friendship, and it will help you in future. They say no man is an island. So yeah, definitely all that. Then the other thing is that, that saying which parents they say like, you don't worry, go to school, learn, be a graduate, get the papers, get the documents and all that, then you will play later. So I think I was that kind of a person who was into those words, whereby I really focused on my learning and progress. Then I ignored these other aspects, which wasn't good. So my whole 3 years, that's how I was. My mind was narrowed, was focused on the books, school, and all that, because my mom said that, my dad said that playing will be later, which is something else. So yeah, when you have a friend, build that friendship, grow it, and it will help you later. No man is an island. I was an island, I think, because every friend I meet, we are friends, but building it was something else, which I somehow regret. Right. Okay. The other thing is that okay, for this one, I feel like I really, really regret. It's the toughest. It's the first thing that I really regret not doing, and that is coming up with something like a business, or maybe I should say being very disciplined when it comes to money. Because every time I receive something from my parents, like, okay, this is something for you're supposed to buy like for a month, the things like the food and all that. After receiving that money, I just used to use that money for the food and all that. I never had any thought like, okay, let me just try to save a little bit of money and this will help me, maybe just coming up with a business idea, maybe selling some bags or shoes or anything, anything to multiply my income. I never had such a thought. It once came, but it never stayed quite a long period of time in my mind whereby I have to implement it, take it seriously. It never went that far, right? And I used to see a lot of my friends who are doing such things, and I just ignored that. I really regret doing such a thing, right? If I had come up with such a thing, a business idea, and implementing such an idea, even now I would have been doing such a thing. I would have been part of an entrepreneur, taking some lessons as an entrepreneur and all that, so that after college, after I graduate, I have something in my hands, something that I can look at to say like, okay, this is something that I started during my college, and let me try to grow this as I'm waiting to be employed or an opportunity, right? So I'll also make another vlog about some mistakes that I made after college, but for now let me just focus on this. So that was something that I regretted. I even regret now. So I'm trying to share with you, if you are in that position, come out of that comfort zone and come up with ideas. Yeah, school is about, you have to focus. Yes, you have to be studying, definitely. You have to be in a place where you are doing things right with your school, but you can also have a mindset of an entrepreneur. Come up with something that will help you during your college life, during your uni life, and that will help you after your school, after your academics, right? You have something to look at, you have something to focus, you have something to grow, you have something that will be giving you income. Because trust me, after your college or after your university, no one will be giving you money for your lotion or any personal tools. It's you to get those, it's you to find them, it's you to buy them, right? It's you to have money, to find money to buy all the things that you really need, your talk time and other things, right? So this is one thing that I do regret. Even now I do regret not doing such a thing, right? Yeah, so that was not having such a thought was a waste. Yeah, so not knowing the time to have fun. If I tell you that I never had fun, I had fun, but maybe I can even count them, maybe twice, if not twice, then once or thrice, and that was just on my birthday. That was in 2019 and 2021, maybe, I think so. Those were just the time I had fun. Like my roommates, we went out, we had something like a dinner party, not really a party, just not something that is exaggerated, just something that is small. I think those are the times I only had fun. But the whole of my 3 years, I never had fun. I never explored. I never did a lot of things. It was just studying only. And I regret doing that because I needed to do something that will expose the other skill of me or the other part of me, like if I really can do this. But I found myself not having interest in those kind of things. The only thing that I was interested in was maybe going to church, studying, eating, having a nap, those things only. Those just normal routines only. And for me, they were not boring. There were things that I really loved. I had interest in those kind of things, but I never had interest or involving myself in other activities, which were just normal activities. Going out, maybe not going out to party or what, but just having maybe even window shopping. You go out at a mall, you do some window shopping with your friends, you're walking, you're taking pictures, you're doing all that. I never had those things. A lot of people were going out, but I never used to follow them. I was just in the room, if not in the room, in class, then going back in the room. So that one as well, I think it wasn't really a good thing because I needed to explore myself. That was the only chance I had in my 3 years, as in to refresh my mind as well, to see how other areas are. Definitely not the bad areas, good areas that can help me in the other aspect, like after I'm done with school, what next and all that, right? So if you are in uni and college, I'm not advising you to do unnecessary things. Do things that are necessary, things that you think they are going to benefit you, right? Things that you think that these habits are going to help me in future, are going to help me to grow myself, they are going to help me spiritually, because there are some events that I even never attended, the ones maybe for the ones church events like church parties, church going out, those things I never attended those. I think the only ones that I can remember, there are maybe two events, if not one. There should be two if not three, right? 2 3 events, which is not really a good thing. You have to expose yourself, you learn from other people, you also treasure your friendships, you also do things that are going to help you spiritually, physically, emotionally. They are going to help you in also academics and all that, socially as well. You have to, you come out from there, right? So in that way, maybe I was an introvert. Yeah, I am kind of an introvert, but not that a typical one. I can still handle the other aspect. Like I can still adapt to other environments, but I never opened up that door. So if you are in uni or college, take that opportunity to learn other things, other skills. You find yourself that you can do some things that can bring you some income, some other benefits, some other growth, learning and all that. Definitely not the bad things. I'm not encouraging you to do bad things that will make you to regret later. You have to wear the things, like you wear the weight of something, like, okay, if I go to this party, if I go to this event, if I go to this occasion, what benefits will I get? What advantages will it be, right? So you have to see the benefits. How is it going to help you, right? So yeah, then the other thing was that my mindset was really narrowed. I had a narrowed mindset. I was just way too focused on studies only. So yeah, this is just the same as about the events which I talked about, right? Then not coming up with any ideas to do after graduation. Whoa, that was the greatest mistake ever. If you are in uni and college, I'm here to show you or to tell you to say, take that opportunity, right? If you come up with ideas, because being at huge environments, there are a lot of things that you're going to be seeing that will be giving you ideas to say, okay, let me try out this, let me see this, let me think of this, right? So for me, I never had a lot of ideas because I was just in a tiny comfort zone. I looked up myself in one place only, and for that, definitely I couldn't have a lot of ideas. The other thing was, I usually used to think a lot about my CAs, thinking a lot about how I'm going to make it with this course and this course and this course. It was kind of a lot of things, a lot of pressure, thinking of like seeing your friend going to study. They are studying the war nights, like they go to class around 18, coming back around 6. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm in my room only and I'm not studying. I'm sleeping from 18 or from 21 till 7 hours or 6. I'm just sleeping. So that thing as well used to give me pressure. Like, what am I doing? But after finding myself, I was like, okay, let me try to work on this. If I'm going to be thinking of what other people are doing, I will definitely lose myself. Definitely. So I had to make sure that I discover who I was, how my studying routine would be, how these things can work out, because definitely the outcome of this, me going to college, was that I have to make it. I have to become a graduate. I have to do things that will help my family, myself, and other people if I'm going to grow in this way, right? So discovering myself, knowing who I was, really helped me. So that thing as well, the peer pressure, the pressure of, I can call it study peer pressure. So that one as well, it was like, wow, if I'm going to let this walk over me, then it will be my downfall. It will be the end of me. So I needed to come out from that and learn in that way. So it was kind of a worst nightmare. Like you wake up, you feel like, okay, I had a weird dream, but it was happening. It was real life. It was happening right in front of me. So yeah, if you are in college or uni, you see people who are studying in that way, don't mind them. That's how their mindset is, and that's how good they are. Like they can do it in that way. And you also don't know how, if at all, they are studying the war over hours in the classroom if they're studying, or maybe they are watching movies, or they're doing some other things. They have different projects. So yeah, do your thing, and you will make it, right? So this is the end of the video. This is the end of the things I wanted to share with you guys. Why college, why I take college to be the worst nightmare. And if I'm to go to definitely, if I'm the time I'll be advancing my program or my career, I'll really take note of these things. I'll try to explore. I'll try to come out of the comfort zone and learn from other people, learn from other characters, the personalities, and yeah, just going on and on and on with new things, right? So this is a video, and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. See ya.